E3 2017 is upon us. The conferences have been going on for the past few days, and I am so excited to play and talk about all these games. Today's video, we're going to talk about Assassin's Creed Origins. As a disclaimer, this is a hashtag ad sponsored by Ubisoft for Assassin's Creed Origins. Thanks to them, I got a really cool exclusive first look at Assassin's Creed Origins, and I just got out of the Ubisoft 2017 conference. If you were watching that, you would have noticed that I was crying in the front row. But enough about me, let's get to Assassin's Creed Origins. Assassin's Creed Origins was announced with a nice chunky trailer, boasting the new Xbox One X's Ultra 4K engine. The game is set in ancient Egypt, and after getting an exclusive hands-on look at the game at the E3 Ubisoft Lounge yesterday night, I gotta say, wow, this is not your typical Assassin's Creed game. I'm excited for Assassin's Creed. This is a different beast altogether. All the footage you are seeing right now is in alpha, but that didn't stop the 4K visuals from blowing me away. The demo I played drops us in the shoes of a new assassin, Bayek of Siwa, and places us right into good old pyramids and Pharaoh's ancient Egypt. Bayek is stuck between the people of Egypt wanting freedom and liberation from the on-the-rise corrupt Egyptian society. Bayek will have to solve some of Egypt's many secrets, all the while becoming the catalyst for the secret organization known as the Brotherhood of Assassins. So yeah, this is the beginning of Assassin's Creed. The demo had me exploring the northern Fayum region near the Nile River, which is just a small section of Origins' huge open world. Within the demo, I played a little stretch of main story missions, a few side quests, and then finished my time battling in the Gladiator Arena. And for all the stuff you get that you'd expect from an Assassin's Creed game, you know, your hidden blades, your air assassinations, your hiding in random piles of hay, there's still tons of new stuff that breathes new life into the gameplay. And while we'll take a closer look at what a mission looks like sometime next week, this game was just literally announced. So I'm gonna try and give you the most informative rundown of everything I'm excited for Assassin's Creed Origins. Firstly, let's talk about our character, Bayek. I don't know that much about him at all, but from what I can tell, he doesn't seem to be quite the same as the assassins we've met before. And not just because he's always referring to himself as a Magi instead. We have a selfless protagonist who's truly trying to do good when evil is everywhere, and his intent isn't driven by a mysterious organization or shadow manipulator. He's trying to genuinely bring peace to the people around him. With Assassin's Creed Origins, it feels as if the gameplay was inspired by the games that have been inspired by the previous Assassin's Creeds. And that is in fact an awesome thing. It's like art creating art based on art. From the get-go, this doesn't feel like you're playing Assassin's Creed. Playing as Bayek feels much more like a modern action RPG that's popped up since the original Assassin's Creed games that set the bar for the genre so many years ago. You can level up in this game. You actually get stronger as you play. Enemies have their own power levels on the same scale as you. And there's even a classic skill tree to get boosts and learn skills, not only as a warrior, but also as a hunter and a seer, which in the case of this game is less like a psychic and more like a rogue class, complete with poison darts and escape smoke. All of this makes the game so much more compelling to quest through, since you're always rewarded with new things to unlock. They also transformed how questing is done, turning it into a more modern style quest tracker system. You can do things in any order you want, and keep track of many quests at one time, complete with rare loot drops and rewards for succeeding in the quests. The world itself feels much more fleshed out with purpose. It doesn't feel like some scripted sandbox game. Now, this isn't new for the franchise, but it comes off that the game would exist regardless if you were playing as Bayek or not. And that's the key to world building, creating a world or atmosphere that exists in its own ecosystem. There's constantly stuff happening in the background wherever you look, and more importantly, there's always something fun to focus your attention on for just a little bit, whether it's hunting animals for loot, watching huge flocks of birds fly by in the sky, sailing a boat around in a river, crawl up the side of an enemy boat and see a captain right there, and you whistle and he comes over and you stab him and throw him off the boat, and then you do the same thing over and over again to all of his crew, and then you take over the ship. Or whatever else you want to do in the game. I don't have a problem, leave me alone. Side quests in this game are meaningful stories this time around, even though they aren't a requirement for the plot. However, because these stories are in fact so interesting, you'll be happy to let them distract you from the main quest for hours, maybe even days at a time. The common reoccurring animal that has appeared in every Assassin's Creed game has been the eagle, and honestly, it's been a big mystery to me. Why the hell is the eagle in this game? It's never once addressed. It might be in a scripture or lore somewhere, but I have no idea. Well, with Assassin's Creed Origins, I think my questions may finally have been answered. It seems that the principle of the Brotherhood was born out of Senu, the eagle, Bayek's companion, and this companion is one of the raddest new additions Origins has to offer. In Origins, you can actually take control of the eagle yourself and fly around as you scout the area. Not only does that let you scout your surroundings from a higher vantage point, it also lets you do things like home in on hidden objectives, place markers on your minimap, and even mark enemies as you approach a base so you know where they are as you either try and make a stealthy approach or murder every last soldier in your path. And speaking of murder, of all the big changes coming to Assassin's Creed Origins, my absolute favorite one of all is the completely rebuilt combat. Combat is now centralized on a hitbox-based system that lets you hurt any enemy your weapons touch when you swing them. Bayek gets a shield, and that alone already changes the way the assassin moves. With the ability to parry and block, you can fend off multiple enemies at once. The combat at times reminded me a lot of For Honor. Bayek now has a light and heavy attack, with your ability to combo with them. And if you hold down your heavy attack, you can temporarily stun any opponent with a shield. Landing those attacks successfully can eventually lead up to you unleashing an overpowered attack, which gets more and more fleshed out as you level up that part of the skill tree. Countering and dodging is no longer an easy breeze of just spamming one reversal button. You have to be on your toes and look at your surroundings at all times. You can lock on and switch targets with the flick of your wrist, dodge, and even pull out a bow with one button literally at any time you want. And with that said, you can even equip multiple bows and switch between them. Some may be more accurate than others, while others may shoot multiple arrows at once. The hidden blade has always been very important to Assassin's Creed, and while our hero here can use the hidden blade, it's not as accessible or freely used as a weapon as it has been in the past. More so, to use the hidden blade, you actually have to be stealthy when you use it and assassinate people. I know, right? This encourages you to really think about how you engage in combat. Kills with the hidden blade have never felt this rewarding. They've also added an RPG-style weapon drop system with items that have unique characteristics and 3 different levels of rarity that really make it possible to min-max your weapon choices to suit specific situations. Overall, I feel that combat is no longer easy, and this is a very, very good thing. I got to play the game for about 2.5 hours, but I will say I absolutely crushed it in the Gladiator Arena, which acts a little bit like a horde mode. Enemies come at you in waves, and you have to take them out as they come. And some of the Gladiator missions introduce one of the biggest changes for the Assassin's Creed franchise. At least for me, it may be the most important. Bosses. There are now bosses in this game, and holy crap, the ones I played, they are no joke. To give you an idea, they take away the parry and shield mechanic. So it's all up to you and your ability to dodge and strike. And I can tell that it only gets harder from here, and that I'll probably end up sufficiently challenged by the game's end. Anyway, to sum it all up, I'm very excited about what Assassin's Creed Origins seems to be. And while it doesn't come out till the end of the year, we'll give you another closer look next week at what a typical mission looks like in the game. And honestly, I am pretty excited to play the game come October. That's it for now. Look out for more E3 coverage as the week goes on. And hey, if you want to learn more about Assassin's Creed Origins, click the link in the description below. That's it, that's all, and we'll see you guys next time.